Hi 여러분! Today we're gonna make two of the cheapest meals you can find in Korea. Both dishes were made relatively recently. Still, many Koreans absolutely love them because they are not expensive and can be easily found on the street. So, let's start with 밥버거, which directly translates into rice burger. Here are the ingredients: rice, canned tuna, spam, mayonnaise, kim or seasoned seaweed, sliced cheddar, onion, and kimchi. I was extra lazy today, so I just used an instant rice. 햇반 is the undisputed number one instant rice in Korea. What I'm going to use today is half white rice and half brown rice, but you can choose your favorite type of rice. I'll heat this up in the microwave for 2 minutes. While the rice is heating up, I'll prepare the fillings first. First filling, 참치 mayo or tuna mayo. Prepare mayonnaise, canned tuna, and onion. Put a can of tuna in a bowl after removing a bit of oil. Next, chop the onions. I'll use a quarter of it. Now, put 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise and mix everything well. Then add salt and pepper to taste. Just a pinch or 2 is enough. Then 참치 mayo is done. It shouldn't be too dry or watery. Check how thick it should be. Put it aside for a moment. Next filling is kimchi 볶음 or stir-fried kimchi. Get aged kimchi if possible. If the cabbage looks white, it's fresh, and if the cabbage is a bit translucent and yellow, that's aged kimchi. It's okay if you only have fresh kimchi, but it may taste bland when cooked, so please add a little more seasoning than in the recipe. The smell of kimchi doesn't come off easily when it gets on your hands, so I always use tongs or gloves when I touch it. Mince it to a little less than 1 cup. Since it'll be stir-fried, move it to a pan. Chop a quarter of an onion in the same way. Third and last filling, spam. I know there are more countries that don't eat spam, especially in Western countries, but trust me, spam goes really well with rice. Well, of course, spam is famous in Korea for being unhealthy, but at the same time, it is so popular that most people know how to distinguish its taste from other canned ham products. Let me tell you a pro tip for taking out spam easily. Apply force on both sides of a can a few times so that the shape of the can becomes a parallelogram. Put it down on the floor and press the bottom of the can, then boom, it easily comes out. Cut 2 slices into 1 centimeter thick. It's gonna be about this thick. It's time to cook the ingredients. Grill the spam to your liking. One piece looks like a mess. Kimchi will be stir-fried with more seasoning. Add 2 teaspoons of oil, 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, and 2 pinches of sugar. Sauté over medium heat until the onion becomes translucent. For the extra flavor, add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil and sauté for 1 more minute. In fact, just eating this is delicious. If you're not comfortable with the taste of kimchi, it's good to try it cooked like this first. Shall we prepare the rice now? I'm going to season about 7 ounces of warm rice. First, I'm going to crush kim and put it in. If you buy Korean kim at a market, it will probably come in a package like this. Here's the easiest way to crush kim without getting your hands dirty. Open the package, remove the desiccant, and put kim back into the package and just mercilessly crumple the entire package. Next, add 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. When you mix it all up, it looks like this. Now, I'm going to assemble the 밥버거. Prepare a bowl to use as a mold for making 밥버거. It should be round and tall. The best ones are bowls with the same diameter at the top and bottom. Cover it with plastic wrap so that 밥버거 can come out well later. Then, let's start building. Spread half of the rice on the bottom. You have to press it down as hard as possible so that the rice burger won't collapse when it's finished. Next, lay the spam side by side and put all the sautéed kimchi on top. Next, add sliced cheddar cheese and 참치 mayo. I realized that the amount of 참치 mayo was a bit too much, so I just added half. You can enjoy the rest as a side dish. Now, cover all the tops with the remaining rice. I put so much rice on the bottom that the height is too high and there's only little rice left. Now, take a plate, cover the 밥버거, turn it upside down, and remove the bowl and plastic wrap, and you're done. When I was a freshman in college and had no money, I used to eat a lot of these. What do you think? Do you think it looks like a burger? Next, it's time to cook with bread instead of rice. Interestingly, the name of this food is toast or toast in English. You can make toast with many different ingredients, but we will make the most common way, the street version. The ingredients are bread, tomato ketchup, eggs, canned corn, green onions, and carrots. It's really easy to make. First, break 2 eggs. I personally don't like to use a whisker. Even if there are like 20 eggs, I still use chopsticks. Then, finally, chop the green onions and carrots. As I said in the previous video, use both the green and white part of the green onion for the flavor and aesthetics. If you use too much of the white part though, its taste might be too strong, so I will only use half. Cut it lengthwise first, then chop it. Next, chop about 1 ounce of carrots into small pieces. Always be careful when you chop up your carrots. I've seen blood while cutting carrots more than once. Now, add canned corn. Drain the juice and add 2 tablespoons. Next, add 2 pinches of salt and mix well. If it feels like there are more vegetables than eggs, you've done a good job. Next thing you have to do, toast the bread. I used plain white bread and you can use any other bread, but for the Korean taste you can meet on the street, I recommend using white bread. And if possible, toast with a generous amount of butter rather than not using any or using olive oil. This is also one of the keys to the flavor. Toast on both sides until golden brown and set it aside for a while. Now, all you have to do is to cook the egg mixture. Add enough oil and add the egg mixture over medium heat. I have a square pan and use this, but a round pan is no problem at all. Spread the vegetables evenly. When the edges start to cook, you need to shape them. Since the size of the pan is larger than the size of the bread, we will make it as close to the size of the slice of bread as possible. Fold the edges inward. I'll call this an egg patty from now on. The egg patty does not have to be exactly the same shape or size as the bread, but if it's too big, it's uncomfy to eat, and if it's too small, the first bite won't be happy. Turn the heat down slightly and turn it over when it's shaped to some extent. It came out burned because of the camera, but it was actually golden brown. Since the egg patty is thick, cook them while flipping them a few times so that they cook well on both sides. Cook for 2 to 3 minutes and you're done. Then it's assembly time. Prepare the egg patty and toasted bread with tomato ketchup and sugar. I have one question though. Are you a little anxious about these ingredients? I've seen some comments by non-Koreans saying that this recipe is disgusting. Maybe it's because I've been eating this since I was little, but I don't know which combination makes them feel that way. The reason can't be a sugar-ketchup combo because ketchup already has sugar in it, and it can't be a sugar-egg combo neither because French toast has the same combination, right? Anyway, it tastes good to me. Spread tomato ketchup on both sides of the bread and spread it well. Not too much, just enough to spread. And sprinkle sugar on it. 1 teaspoon is enough for both sides. Lastly, put an egg patty in the middle. If you buy toast like this on the street, they simply put it in a paper cup or wrap it in foil so you can eat it while walking. But I don't have a paper cup, so I'll just wrap it in foil. Fold the top part a little so you don't cut your mouth while eating, and wrap it. Looking at it this way, the egg patty is really thick. So it's all done. Then why don't we taste it?
눌러서 먹어보세요. 이렇게 눌러서. 하는 거랑 똑같이 생겼다.
모든 층을 다.
맛있다.
얘도 먹어봐야 되는데. 아기 때 엄마가 해주던 맛이야.